We recommend that everyone who goes on a vegan diet, and pretty much everyone in general, takes a B12 in a methylated form, which means it's a more digestible, it's a more bioavailable form. You take a D3. Now, we live in sunny South Florida. We are outside very frequently. And when I went and got my blood tested, I was critically low in vitamin D. So D3 specifically. So, and when things are fortified with D, it's usually D2 that they're fortified with, not with D3. So it's very important that you got the 3 on it. Also K2. K1 is something that you get in green leafy vegetables. Everyone knows K2 is very high in kale and in spinach, but K2 is something that vegans are typically, like the ratio of K1 and K2 is usually out of balance. And when there is an imbalance between those two, inflammation occurs in the body. And this was actually one of the first things that I found out because I was dealing with acne after I went vegan. And I went to go see the specialist and she's like, we got to test your blood because I think you're low on K2. And she was spot on. I was critically low. And so I take a K2 supplement and also iron. If you are typically low in iron can be toxic to the body if you are not low in it. So I recommend that everyone gets their blood tested. Just so that you know, because everyone's different, bioindividuality, we're all different. What works for me is maybe poison for you, you know? And we need to accept the fact that there's no cookie cutter diet in this world. There's no one size fits all diet plan or workout plan that's gonna work for you, you know? Is it great to join a program, to join a diet so that you can kickstart, so that you can get in the habit of eating healthy? Feel what it feels like to do good to your body so that you lay that foundation, and then you can go explore what are the different training modalities. Do I want to take pole dancing? Do I want to take yoga? Do I want to, go run marathons? Whatever it is, yes. But you have to have that foundation, right? You have to have a community and a base for yourself. So I am putting together a salad. And we're gonna be putting romaine lettuce, we have red cabbage, cucumbers, tomatoes, mushrooms, radishes, red onion, carrots, some cilantro, alfalfa sprouts, grapes, and garbanzo beans. And my kind of philosophy with salads is there's like no wrong way to do it. You literally just throw together any vegetables that catch your eye in the grocery store. And always have a fruit, always have a bean or a grain, or both if you want, and get a badass dressing. We put together, in the plant-based power-up, we have 5 different dressings that we put together, and I feel like, it just really makes the salad and brings it all together. As part of a vegan diet, as part of any diet, I recommend that you do a large raw salad every day, because there's enzymes and nutrients in raw food that you just can't get in cooked food. So, the heat, dissociates the enzymes. So we always recommend that you do a large green salad every single day. When you first go vegan, I feel like you miss certain things, There's certain things that you crave. And having those options, that's what's so great about, now that there's so many different vegan brands, there's so many options. Like if you want burgers, actually we have a really, really good burger, a black bean burger as part of the plant-based power-up. So if you want those things, there's options available to you. Well, the number one question is, where do you get your protein from? But you don't see anyone with a protein deficiency. Protein deficiency doesn't exist in this country. So we just try to educate that we've actually been consuming too much protein. And that if you're eating a whole foods plant-based diet, if you're getting your food from vegetables, fruits, grains, nuts, seeds, legumes, you're gonna get enough protein if you're eating enough calories. So yeah, we just teach them how to eat properly and how to listen to their bodies. And as women, we're kind of trained to eat less when we want to lose weight, and then what ends up happening is our metabolism crashes. I mean, that happens with men too, but women are trying to get super thin. And so we just teach women to get back in tune with themselves and to listen to their bodies when they're hungry, to eat and build back up their metabolism, by eating good quality foods as opposed to starving themselves.
Do you track macros?
So we used to track macros, and I did it for 3 years, and we actually did a tour called the 1, 2, 3s of counting macros, where we taught women how to track them. But after doing it for that long, I just sort of figured out what worked best for my body, and I know about how much I need to eat. So I don't track anymore. I'm trying to go more of an intuitive way of eating, but if that's what works for you. I feel like tracking macros, coming from a place where I used to be overweight and I used to be conditioned to withhold food from myself and then binge, I think it was a good tool for me to use to learn what my body needed to operate at its best, get muscle recovery, get enough fuel for my workouts, and change my body composition, build muscle, lose fat. And so if women are coming from with absolutely no knowledge of how to eat for their body and their goals, counting macros is an awesome tool for them to do that. And then as they get in tune with themselves, they can move towards a more intuitive way of eating as well.